Nation, let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Appreciate every single one of you guys for rocking with us. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, wipe them feet, you guys. That means hit them thumbs up for all the new people in the chat. Also, hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 30,000, you guys. We're getting closer and closer to our goal. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I see my mod fathers in the building. CGR, the mod father himself, Hug D's. Salute to all the Green Dot gang in the building as well. If you guys want to become members of the channel and help us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Great day in Raider Nation, you guys. We go out and we hire our GM, and we've talked about this probably for the past few weeks or so, the connection with Tom Brady from their days in Michigan, the Super Bowl year in Tampa Bay. Well, it's official today, you guys. The Raiders are operating the way an organization should be operating. They hire their GM first. We bring in John Spytek, a guy that Tampa Bay definitely held in high regards. This was a name that's very, very heavy in NFL circles. The guy has a track record like no other, you guys. This is a dude that has tons and tons of experience in the NFL. We go out and hire John Spytek. Adam Schefter was first on it this morning, I believe. A new leader in Las Vegas. Raiders are finalizing a deal to hire Buccaneers assistant GM John Spytek as their new general manager per sources. So Tom Brady gets his guy. Now the waiting game is here. Who is going to be the head coach moving forward? I think that we can all be in agreement here that a lot of the talk has been about Pete Carroll, right? For those who don't know, we had an interview with him in person. He was in a building for a while. You guys, seemed as though he was out there pretty much all day at the headquarters in Henderson. So it sounds like the interview went very, very well with the 73-year-old former national champion, championships at USC, Super Bowl winner in Seattle, almost won two of them, was one carry away from Marshawn Lynch or winning two. But all signs were, kind of pointing towards him being the 1B. Well, I mean, look, there may be a method here to Tom Brady's madness. Okay, Todd Monken is a guy that we talked about, right? We requested to interview. It hasn't happened yet. There's no date. There's no time. Nothing in terms of Todd Monken coming into Las Vegas in person. He can now, you guys. With the Baltimore Ravens out of the playoffs, he can officially pull up in person to Henderson and take that interview. Once again, there's no updates yet with Todd Monken. This is a guy, though, that has connections, once again, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He worked with them from 2016 to 2018, you guys. So there is a connection with Todd Monken in his days in Tampa with the Raiders right now. So keep an eye on that. But once again, no updates yet. But there's another name that we've kind of talked about a little bit, a guy that came in, for an OC interview this past off season and apparently didn't accept the job because of the third year on his deal. That's the narrative that everybody's running with. But Cliff Kingsbury, a guy that not a lot of people are talking about the connection that he has with Tom Brady. First and foremost, these guys have been friends for over 20 years, you guys. I believe in 2003, they were teammates in New England, okay? Both quarterbacks in New England. All right. So the connection is there. And if you guys don't know, they've been friends. It's public for years. They post pictures on Instagram and they're all over the place. They're really, really close friends. So it's going to be interesting to see. But that's missing out on, the big fish in this coaching cycle in Ben Johnson. Well, Cliff Kingsbury was the guy that went out there and that offense dominated that Detroit Lions defense and they won. So it's going to be interesting to see if he holds off this week. It could happen. Just holds off to see what they have in store with the Commanders and the Eagles. Now, if the Commanders go out to Philadelphia and upset, the Eagles, then there's another waiting game right there, right? You have to wait, I believe, the bye week before the Super Bowl. So I think you can bring in guys at that point, but something to keep an eye on here, you guys. And I know a lot of people are going to, base this on the fact that we don't have a quarterback. And, I think that's the reason why Cliff Kingsbury ended up leaving Las Vegas in the first place and going to the Washington Commanders. But this Tom Brady relationship is real, you guys. And I don't really care about the situation in Arizona. They started off hot with him out there with that air raid offense. And, they kind of came back down to reality and they eventually they let him go. I'm not that big of a Kyler Murray fan. I got to keep it a buck with you. So I think if you allow this guy with Tom Brady in the building, with John Spytek here as the GM to go out and get his guy, go bring a guy in free agency, whether that's a Justin Fields or a Sam Darnold, whoever it is, and draft his guy in this upcoming draft, allow him to develop him. I think this will be cool, man, because look what it did. It worked. It paid dividends for Washington in year one with Jaden Daniels. And this is Jaden Daniels, you guys. I'm not taking away. I think that he plays a massive role in the success of that offense. It's not just a Cliff Kingsbury thing. It's definitely not. He's a phenomenal OC, though. But the Jaden Daniels effect is real, totally real. But I'm still sitting here and I'm thinking maybe Tom Brady has a plan on the low here. Maybe he sits back, he waits, he observes and sees what happens, this upcoming weekend with the Eagles and Commanders. And maybe, just maybe, he reaches out to his friend Cliff Kingsbury, who said he would not take any interviews, you guys, until the playoffs were over, which I love that from him. No distractions. I totally love that. I think most people would be in agreement that the NFL may need to change that rule and allow these guys to just focus on the task at hand. I think that played a role for sure in why the Lions lost to the Commanders. I mean, the Lions fans, you don't think that they're hearing the chirping of them losing their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, who just signed with the Jets today, and hearing that Ben Johnson is moving on and it could be one of the rivals with the Bears? It's difficult, to focus on the task at hand and go out there and potentially win a Super Bowl when your coordinators, two guys that play a major role in this team's success, they're already interviewing on the way out. So I love the approach that Cliff Kingsbury took here, saying, I'm going to hold off and I'm going to wait and play the waiting game. Now, this is not me saying, you guys, that Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the guy. This is not me saying that, he's going to get an interview. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just stating the obvious here. The ties to Tom Brady are real. You know what I'm saying? The former teammates, close friends for over 2 decades. Maybe there's a joker in this equation, and his name could be Cliff Kingsbury. Once again, I'm waiting on Todd Monken. I want to see where this goes. If we even get an interview, apparently, we sent the request and we have not locked down a date yet. So I have no idea what's going on with Todd Monken here. But Pete Carroll is still the hot name. But I don't know, man. John Spytek, Tom Brady, they may have a joker here, and it may be a guy, because remember this, you guys. Tom Brady won 7 championships, okay? 7 of them. That's crazy to say out loud. Only one of them came from an offensive coordinator. Well, offensive-minded head coach. Let me say that. I'm sorry, not an offensive coordinator. An offensive-minded head coach. That was in Tampa Bay with Bruce Arians. Every other championship came with Bill Belichick, the defensive-minded guru that he is. Those championships came from a defensive-minded head coach. The last one that he got was in Tampa Bay. And I think that Tom Brady understands the value in having a guy that can call the offense at a high level in today's NFL. It's kind of like the NBA, right? They're launching threes. In today's NFL, they're trying to go out there and outscore their opponent. It's just simple and plain. There's only a certain specific amount of teams left that actually play real defense. You know what I mean? But I think that Tom Brady wants to bring an offensive-minded head coach. It was clear that he was ready to pay Ben Johnson everything under the sun to be the guy. But, maybe he transitions, because the only guy left on this list, you guys, that is an offensive-minded guy who could potentially fill that vacancy at head coach is Todd Monken. Everybody else, the Vance Josephs of the world, the Robert Salehs, which he will be down there in Jacksonville interviewing tomorrow. They finally fired Trent Baalke. You guys thought that we were a terribly ran franchise? Just go down there and look at Jacksonville. Like, they may have had a shot at Ben Johnson, but they decided on keeping Trent Baalke. Liam Cohen goes down there. It looks like he's about to take that second interview and become the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He leaves and decides to go back to Tampa to be one of the highest paid offensive coordinators in the NFL. Poorly ran franchise, and then they trade Trent Baalke. And I'm assuming that Robert Saleh said, if you guys want, and I'm probably butchering his name. I always say it wrong. But I'm assuming that he said, look, if you want me down there, you're going to have to get rid of this GM. It's just simple and plain. So it's funny to watch them wait until every coach says, no, I'm cool. For them to finally move off from Trent Baalke. It was like the least kept secret in the NFL that you weren't really going to get a real head coach over there with him as the general manager. Salute to Taino, my dog in the building. Let me get these supers real quick. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, new name loading. Ben, I'm trying to tell you, man, look, I'm not saying here that Cliff Kingsbury is the guy. I'm just saying that not a lot of people are talking about the ties with Tom Brady and Cliff Kingsbury. And once again, Ben, this makes it so much easier, right? Because now he is out of the Chicago Bears sweepstakes. To me, that was like a foregone conclusion that if Ben Johnson wasn't going there, Cliff Kingsbury was going to be the guy. Caleb Williams' father was going to bat for Cliff Kingsbury to be the guy, the connection from USC. I thought that was the job that was tailor-made for Cliff Kingsbury. Now Ben Johnson takes over the job. He's the guy to help, develop Caleb Williams moving forward, to be determined if that works or not. But, the Commanders are in the NFC Championship right now, you guys. And I honestly believe that if Cliff Kingsbury does not take advantage of the hot streak that they're on right now, and they may even end up in the Super Bowl, they can go out there and beat Philadelphia. The Commanders team is real. In year one, he has to take advantage of what's going around right now. And I think that, if they do get eliminated this weekend, there's probably going to be a lot of information coming out that Cliff Kingsbury will interview with the Raiders, and potentially move on from the Commanders, because once again, you got to take advantage while the iron is hot, so to speak. And I don't know if the Commanders enter year two with Jaden Daniels and they shit the bed. We've seen it down there before. They bring in Robert, Griffin III, and they play out of their minds in year one, and then he shits the bed in year two, and they're never really the same. I'm just saying, I believe that Jaden Daniels is going to be a dog forever. But you never know. Look at C.J. Stroud in that offense in year two under Bobby Slowick. They kind of came back down to reality. They dealt with some injuries and stuff, but you just got to take advantage while the iron is hot. So it'd be interesting to see, if Cliff Kingsbury would be the guy with the connection to Tom Brady. And once again, what other job is out there that you think Cliff would take at this point? Is it New Orleans? I think Mike McCarthy's probably going to end up down there now that Aaron Glenn took the Jets job. What else is out there? I don't think that Cliff is going to take the Jacksonville job and go coach Trevor Lawrence. I think that Tom Brady and them are close enough that he's going to say, give him the same Ben Johnson speech. We'll be patient with you. We'll be patient with you building this team and doing this thing the right way. I honestly believe that Tom Brady wants to bring in an offensive-minded head coach. Now, it's still very much possible, you guys, that we end up with Pete Carroll. I'm not stating that we're not. He's very much still in the running to become our next head coach. But I really believe, because it's difficult to pivot from a Ben Johnson who does the total opposite than a Pete Carroll. It was like last year, right? When we seen what's the direction? Cliff Kingsbury leaves and you bring in Luke Getsy. Like where's the direction here? I think that Tom wants to go with an offensive-minded guy. And Spags is not that. Vance Joseph is not that. Robert Saleh's not that. The only few guys that he brought in or willing or trying to bring in was Todd Monken and Ben Johnson. I'm still shocked that there was no last-ditch effort to try and reach out to Liam Cohen. There's the connection with Tampa Bay and John Spytek. I'm actually shocked that they didn't bring him in. And after that Jacksonville job was turned down, I'm really like, why wouldn't you bring him in? Maybe they know something that we don't know. And I know that he doesn't have a ton of experience as an offensive coordinator, but he definitely helped turn that offense around out there in Tampa Bay and had Baker Mayfield in that running game playing lights out. Salute to Jose. I think we're rolling with Carroll. Just heard on the JT the Brick Show that Carroll was in the building right now. Wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked at all. To be honest, we could probably name him head coach this week. I'm just rattling off some more ideas, you guys, because once again, not too many people are talking about the connection with Cliff Kingsbury. Not a lot of people know that he's a former teammate of Tom Brady from their New England days in the 2003, 2004 season, I believe. They spent some time in that quarterback room together. And once again, they're personal friends off the field as well. So it's going to be interesting if maybe they're just doing their due diligence here. With Pete coming in with a second interview and seeing where that goes. I don't personally think you can lose with a Pete Carroll. It just depends on who he brings in as the coordinators. You can't run it back and do the same old shit. You can't bring in a Gus Bradley for the second time here and have that bend don't break defense. And it's not going to stick this time around, man. You know what I mean? Like, how does Max Crosby and company fit in that Pete Carroll defense? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there's so many question marks. I love Pete Carroll, and I think that he would change this thing and he would help turn this thing around. But the way, our philosophy defensively in years doesn't really fit to what Pete Carroll does on the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works in the grand scheme of things with Pete Carroll. It all depends with me, the coordinators that he brings in. And I know a lot of people are down on Shane Waldron, the guy that, couldn't get it done with the Chicago Bears. But I'm telling y'all now, he's a potential hire for Pete Carroll. Connections to Seattle is real. Maybe he would be the guy to come in to be the OC, but I don't know who the guys would be right now. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of scares me with the Pete Carroll thing. And I've seen a lot of people mention Bruce Arians. That's not going to happen, you guys. This guy had cancer. I believe he had a heart attack. I believe he had an Achilles injury while he was coaching. The guy is 73 years old. He's had massive health issues. I know Pete Carroll was 73 as well, but he's in pretty good shape. You know what I mean? He took a few years off from the NFL. Bruce Arians is not coming. I would be shocked, to be honest, because I would be afraid every weekend for him. I'd be afraid every weekend for him because of all, the health scares that he's had. Cancer, heart, just all kind of stuff that's happened with him. I don't know if that would be a realistic thing for us. Salute to Jose on the $5 donation. Salute to my guy, Indiana Raider, my brother. Appreciate you on the 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships, my dog. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building because of Indiana Raider, my brother. Salute, salute, salute. And if you guys want to become a member and you missed out, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Salute to my brother Hug, man. Come on, bro. Chat, think about it this way. You build a team from the ground up. We took a while, but got a proven and wanted GM in the up-and-coming Spytek. There you go. Now we got to fill this coaching staff with monsters. Buckle up. Patience. And I think more and more, we're going to be close here to naming a head coach because all the dominoes are starting to fall, you guys. Aaron Glenn, gone. It looks like Robert Salah will probably be the guy down there in Jacksonville. Ben Johnson. The dominoes are starting to fall here. And I think that one way or the other, Spytek and Tom have to make a decision here very soon because, I still think that Spags is going to end up being a defensive coordinator again for Kansas City. I don't think he's going to get a head coaching job this cycle. Wouldn't be shocked if he did, though, with phenomenal defensive mind. I don't think that Vance Joseph is at all. The dark horse is Todd Monken. The dark horse is Todd Monken. And once again, the connection from that 2016 to 2018 years in Tampa Bay is real also. Once again, Todd Monken coached Brock Bowers. He coached Zeus, 2 national championship titles down there. And this guy won championships, you guys, with Stetson Bennett at quarterback. Back-to-back national titles with Stetson Bennett. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be shocked if he came in for an interview and he was the guy moving forward and we went out and got a Justin Fields in the offseason and then we drafted, a guy that I'm not high on, but, Jalen Milroe because, he likes his mobile quarterbacks. Look what Lamar did this year. Salute to my brother Hug, man. Appreciate you, brother. So much, man. Damn, Raider Rob with a haymaker, bro. Salute to my guy, man. Gifting 50 50 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Man, brother, I was not familiar with your game, bro. Salute to my guy. I appreciate you so much. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building because of Raider Rob. Appreciate you, GOAT. Salute to my guy, man. If you missed out on the 50, which no one probably did, hit the link is pinned up top. Hug, add in 5 more. Y'all are the GOATs, man. My mom, father, my brother in real life. Salute to CGR as well, gifting 5 also, man. Salute. We got, 65, 70 new members in the building because of my guys, CGR and Rob and Hug and Indiana, man. Salute to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Jason, yeah, he's setting the bar high, bro. Definitely setting the bar high. Salute to Conscious in the building. Cliff with Ward or Fields or maybe Milroe. Thoughts? This is the thing, right? I know a lot of people are afraid of, him being a head coach, because of his time in Arizona, right? And rightfully so. We can all agree that it didn't pan out there, and I think they're still paying him right now. I think essentially they're still paying him because of the way they let him go. But I think he would be phenomenal with the Cam Ward or, even a Shador Sanders. It'd be interesting with Justin Fields if he can, help, change his career at this point. I don't know, man. I think Justin Fields at this point, you guys, is Justin Fields. This is what you get from him. And that's no knock to him. I don't think he's ever going to be a phenomenal passer. He's going to be always that elusive quarterback, slippery, that can get away and run the football, right? And here and there make a splash play in the passing game, but honestly, make a ton of mistakes passing the football as well. I don't know if Cliff can unlock that. This year he was 4-2, I believe, with Pittsburgh before they benched him for Russell Wilson, but that offense wasn't gelling like crazy. It doesn't act like that offense was taking the league by storm. But it'd be interesting to see if he could bring in Justin Fields and help take him to the next level in his young career, because he's still really, really young. What is he, like 26 years old? Something like that. Jalen Milroe, I don't know. I don't know what Cliff would do with the Milroe. I think that Todd Monken would be the guy to bring in the Jalen Milroe if he was the guy. Salute to Conscious, man. Once again, for those who are just tuning in, a little earlier, you guys, we did bring in, we hired our new general manager, John Spytek, to be the guy moving forward. Once again, you guys, we've talked about this a million times. He was the assistant GM with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This guy has been well respected in the NFL for a very, very long time. It was only a matter of time before he became a GM himself. So, he comes in, takes over for Tom Telesco, a guy that had 11 years of experience himself. And we're going to see what this thing looks like. You know what I mean? But I'm excited. I seen a report out there. I don't know where it came from. I got to look it up. But, they said that, he's a guy that's kind of chill, but very decisive. Chill, but very decisive. So it seems like he has that Tom Telesco kind of feel in terms of being kind of chill and into himself, but very decisive. And that's a good thing. That means that he's a thinking man, right? He's a thinking man. He's a Michigan man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what this is going to look like with Spytek in the building. And I think Tom Brady wanted this guy the entire time. The connection is there, the Michigan, Tampa Bay. I think that Tom got his guy. And I trust these two to go out there and locate the next head coach, whether that be a Pete Carroll, a Todd Monken, a Cliff Kingsbury, whoever it is. You know what I mean? But I do once again believe that he does want to locate an offensive-minded head coach because of the direction the NFL is going now. Yeah, and Big Red, I love that you mentioned that because I'm going to bring this up. Salute to my brother, man, Raiders.Scout. For those who don't follow my bro Scout, he was one of the bigger Instagram pages in terms of Raiders on IG. Then, something happened with his page, and we went over that before. He came on the channel and kind of talked about it. But he put an interesting list out there, and I love this because this is a guy who had his hands in the pot with drafting all of these players since 2016. And this makes the Raiders this last decade of draft classes just look like Bush League, okay? O.J. Howard, I know it didn't pan out, Alabama tight end. Chris Godwin's been phenomenal. Vita Vea, big body, defensive tackle. Love Vita Vea. Alex Kappa, Jordan Whitehead, Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy Buttoning, Jamel Dean, Mike Edwards, Matt Gay, Tristan Wirfs, phenomenal offensive lineman. Winfield Jr., phenomenal safety out of Minnesota. Logan Hall, Rashad White, Bucky Irvin, that 1-2 punch at the running back spot. I expect Spytek to go out there and pick up a few running backs and get this ground game rolling immediately. Cade Otton, Zion McCollum, Kalijah Cansey, one of my favorite defensive tackles in that draft when he came out of. Cody Mauch, Yaya Diaby, Trey Palmer, and Graham Barton, another guy that I liked a lot in that draft out of Duke, who can play pretty much every spot on the offensive line, center, tackle, wherever it need be. One of the more underrated offensive linemen in that draft coming out of Duke. So he's had a phenomenal track record of helping, turn things around out there in Tampa Bay. So I think we're in good hands with John Spytek and Tom Brady in the building. Salute to Scout, my brother, once again, for putting that list out there also. Salute to Two Stock. As time goes on, I'm actually feeling confident. There's a lot of options at head coach, and I think these quarterbacks will open up some eyes at the combine. Will Howard, Two Stock, it's too early, man. It's too early, bro. It's too early, man. I don't know why you brought up Will Howard, man. It's too early, dog. My Fighting Irish ears are bleeding, bro. They're bleeding. My Fighting Irish heart is broken, dog. It's too early. But you're right. I think that Will Howard would be a guy that he's gonna go up draft boards real quick. He'll end up probably being a late first round draft pick, maybe even sneak up into the top of the draft, or at late, I think the second round. He showed he can get it done in the passing game. He can run the football. He went out there and absolutely destroyed my Notre Dame Fighting Irish defense in that first half. It was nasty, nasty work. So that's definitely a guy to keep an eye on, man. Definitely keep an eye on. Raider Reap, I got you, brother. I'm definitely going to go over his track record here in a second. We went over Spytek's resume a few times on recent shows, but I'll definitely go over it again if you guys would like. Salute to Snake, man. My brother Jake in the building. The name Spytek just sounds so fitting, especially for a guy like Tom Brady. Am I right? I put that on Twitter like last week. I said Spygate 2.0, with Spytek and Tom Brady in the building. So I love it. I love it. Been bad. Yes. Oh, and real quick, I love that Jake's in here, man. Salute. Once again, I want to say this because a lot of people were reaching out to me last night about the Roundtable Sports thing. Salute to everybody over there at Roundtable Sports. Okay. Salute to TD, Dan Mitchell, Richie, my brother Kobe, man. Love you, Kobe. Salute to you guys. Yesterday, man, I decided I'm moving on from Roundtable Sports. What they're doing over there is phenomenal. I love everything that they got going on in they have a lot going on over there. But we have some plans over here, for with what we got going on as well. And I wanted to put more time into what we're building over here. And that's no knock to Roundtable. They are phenomenal. And I'm hoping for all the success in the world for every one of those guys and all their channels. So you guys, that channel will still be up. They'll probably potentially bring in a few new guys over there as well. So I'm not saying to unsubscribe, support them moving forward if possible. But I'm going to say this. Me, Darcy, Ben, and Jake, we have really big plans moving forward. So stay tuned. I'm talking about big plans. We talked last night, we game planned, and we got some things going on. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Let me see. James in the building. Has Todd Monken accepted? I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. Look, I know we put the request out there. I've never heard anything about a date, time, anything. So I don't know. So to my guy, James. Let me see. He's 6'9". Yeah. Yeah, man. We got some things going though. Insider, definitely. We were over there deep, bro. But we got some plans, man. One thing about me, man, is I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I like to work for myself. I like to do things on my own, and go out there and secure things on my own. And those other guys in the AFC West Roundtable that were with me are like-minded individuals. So we got some other things going on. So trust and believe, the AFC West thing is not over. I'm just moving on from my time from Roundtable. Salute to Will. Seen a lot of talk of Milroe in the nation. Personally, I prefer Dart, and I don't think people realize his athleticism. Him and Milroe both rushed for 1,500 yards in college. This is facts, man. Facts, bro. Look, I definitely prefer Jackson Dart over Milroe, and I'm not just going off the Duke game where he threw for over 400 yards and had like 4 touchdowns in the air. I'm not just going off of that. If I had to choose one of those guys, I'm taking Jackson Dart 10 times out of 10 over Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe is a phenomenal athlete. I just don't know if he can put it all together in a passing game. This is not – a lot of people try to say Lamar Jackson because he can run the ball. Man, Lamar can throw the ball, y'all. Lamar can throw the ball. Now, if the right person gets their hands on a Jalen Milroe, pause if necessary, like a Todd Monken or one of those type of guys, then maybe they can develop him. Maybe they can develop him. You know what I mean? But I definitely value Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss over Jalen Milroe. Like I said, 10 times out of 10, I'm taking Jackson Dart. Let me see. Salute to my brother Caps in the building, man. DJ, Mel Kiper, both saying Dart will be the third QB off the board. I agree. Unless Will Howard starts climbing up boards, and keep an eye on McCord too. Kyle McCord out of Syracuse. That's another name, you guys, that after the combine and all the dust settles, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. Telling you, man. But I agree. I think Jackson Dart will be the third quarterback after Cam and after Shedeur. I do. And I think that, Jalen Milroe may fall into like the second round, somewhere in that range, unless another team takes a flyer on him because of all the athleticism he possesses. Deflategate, what do you mean? Graphk, you got a second? Can you discuss Todd Monken info, brother? There's no updated info. The only thing is there's ties because of the connection with his time in Tampa Bay from 2016 to 2018. So that's only the real ties here. And once again, you guys, if there's any information that I receive from anybody, or if there's anyone I talk to within, the NFL that gives me a scoop, I definitely will be one of the first guys to jump off, jump out the window and tell you guys. But it's just a mystery right now with Todd Monken. And I don't know if it's because of the way they lost that game. A lot of people are blaming Todd Monken for that drop. Mark Andrews, the 2-point conversion that would have tied that game and potentially sent them to overtime to potentially win on the road in Buffalo. But maybe he's just taking some time to figure out what his next move is. Maybe he wants to run it back. Those guys did a phenomenal job offensively this year, man. The problem with Baltimore this year was on the defensive side of the football. And it's crazy because they've always been a great defensive powerhouse in the NFL since they moved over from Cleveland. It was like they were always known as a defensive-minded team. So to see that team struggle on that side of the ball with Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton and all the talent that they have, it was just like it was weird to me. It was weird to me, but I think that he did exactly what he was supposed to do. You know what I mean? That offense gelled. They fed Derrick Henry. He had a phenomenal year. Lamar Jackson, over 4,000 yards in the air, over 900 yards on the ground. You know what I mean? They found a way to get Zay Flowers into the Pro Bowl. I don't think he deserved it this year, but, Mark Andrews, 8. You know what I mean? And they have another kid in Isaiah Likely that is now starting to take the league by storm. You know what I mean? Another guy that I was really high on coming out of the draft out of Central Florida, I believe. Central Florida. Or it was one of those teams. Carolina. I forgot what it was, but he was one of them ones. So, yeah, man. Salute to Ben. I'm okay with hiring Pete Carroll as long as he has an assistant coach to take over. Talk that shit, man. Talk it. And that's what we've been saying this entire time. Facts. Salute to my guy, Rick. Yes, I did put a tweet out there, I believe yesterday morning, and said expect for Spytek to be hired in the next 24 hours. And boom, I think I was a few hours late. But yes, we got some intel from a few different sources, yesterday and the day before, that he was the guy and that it was pretty much all signed, sealed, and delivered. So, yeah. So, and he was I can't put too much information out there, but he was one of the finalists also in Tennessee. So, but all thoughts were that he was going to sign with Vegas because of the Tom Brady connection. Deflategate, Monken with Dart has a nice ring to it. Talk Deflategate. Salute to Larry. Vinny B, I feel bad for him. Is saying Champ Kelly will be at the Senior Bowl for the Raiders. Why not? And look, man, don't feel bad for Vinny. Look, the thing is this. I know he put something out there today. Look, it's easy to try and beat up on Vinny right now because he was wrong about the Ben Johnson. Everybody was wrong about the Ben Johnson thing. Everybody, not named Adam Schefter and maybe another two or three guys, right? But I know you're referring to the tweet that he put out there today where it was expect for us to hire our general manager at the end of the week. And then boom, we hire him 5 minutes later, right? I'm going to say this, Larry, and I like that you brought the Senior Bowl because I'm going to give you an update on what I got going on. But it's clear that Tom Brady and now Spytek in the building, right? There's no connection to these beat writers, you guys. Like, where do you expect these guys to get their information from? Like, honestly, where do you think, where do you expect Vinny B, Vic, whoever these guys, the Tashawn Reeds of the world, like, they don't have any connection to Tom Brady. They don't have any connection to Spytek. I know Champ Kelly's still in the building, but I honestly, what does Champ know at this point? Because is he even going to be around? I know he'll, like you said, he'll be at the Senior Bowl. That's great. But is he still going to be around? Is Spytek going to have an assistant GM? There's still question marks with, is Champ Kelly going to be in the building? So where do you guys expect these guys to get their information from? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why people expect Vinny B and all these other guys to be correct and hit all these, these reports out of the ballpark when they don't know anybody in there. But what does that mean, though, that they're in the building? I mean, honestly, I know people in the building that get shit wrong all the time. All the time. I have direct connections to people in the building that have sent me shit, and I refuse to put it into the universe because I'm like, that don't even sound right. And they were wrong. So, look, you guys, all I'm going to say is this. Don't go for the breaking news. Don't go for, this and that. Go there for the journalism. Support their writing. Check out the articles that they write on the team and, and so on and so forth. I don't expect breaking news from our beat writers. I don't. You know what I mean? And this is why I get any information I get is from, I can't say, but I'd rather go to NFL sources. This is why I build so much outside of just the headquarters. I talk to a lot of people in the NFL. That's why I will be at the East-West Shrine Bowl. I'm going to get my credentials tomorrow. I'll be covering the East-West Shrine Bowl all week long. Shador season, baby. Get some interviews with Shador. Get some interviews with Shiloh and Will Shepard and whoever's out there, being a part of this. But you have to build connections with people outside of the building. You know what I mean? Like, it's most of the stuff I get is from people that don't even operate. They're not in there sitting there every day eating lunch and shit in the building. Most people don't know anything, man. They don't. And that's no knock to them. I'm just saying, nobody's going to run to the beat writers and tell them everything. Now, some of them may have, inside sources of people they talk to, but once again, this is a new regime. It's a new regime, new team in the building. New team in the building. But I'm not going to beat up on them, even though I did share. I said, damn, with the Vinny B thing. I kind of thought it was funny. But it comes with this shit, bro. You don't think everybody gets criticism? You don't think that people beat my DMs to death and sent me weird death threats in my DMs? Really Chicago Bears fans about the Ben Johnson thing? It happens, bro. It happens. Shit happens, bro. That's why I don't want to be the first guy to break news. I don't want to be that guy. We were first on a lot, and I sent information to other people to break because I don't want to be that guy. Now, if we get something that the nation needs to know, we're definitely going to be on top of it. But yeah, man, I don't want to live up to that whole breaking news shit and my source. Hey, man, you live on that, you're going to have to die on that hill. It's simple and plain, man. I ain't signed up for that shit. I just know who I know, and I respect who I respect, and they respect me, and likewise. Should we get Jackson Dart in round one? Michael, it just depends on who the head coach is. It depends on who the head coach is. Until to be determined. If you get an offensive-minded guy in Monken, or you bring in, let's just say we pulled a last-ditch effort and brought in, Liam Cohen. If he decided to say, "Oh, I'll take that job," then yeah, if you're gonna bring an offensive-minded head coach in, definitely. But I wouldn't take him. I personally would trade back, pick up some extra draft capital, You know, and then if that's the goal, if you're going to take Jackson Dart, trade back. Oh yeah, you guys don't even understand the shit that I've gotten in my DMs. It's actually wild, man. It's actually wild. I talked about my kids, my wife, everything, but it comes with it. It comes with the territory, man. You know, look, bro, look where I come from. I done seen it all, been through it all, done it all. So nothing shocks me anymore. Salute to Cap. Spytek about to come out the cut for Cohen like Edge with the money in the bank briefcase. Talk that shit, Cap. I love it, bro. I love it. Salute to Deflategate. I'm just wondering what Graphk did to those inside scoops. I ain't do nothing, man. I promise you. Brother. No, it ain't like that. It ain't that. These are men, brother. I don't swing that way. I got a beautiful, beautiful wife in the other room, man. Relax. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. Once again, Wiped in Feet. We got over 2,000 people rocking with us. Once again, for those who are just pulling up, we did sign John Spytek as our guy moving forward as the general manager. Now it's just the waiting game to see who the head coach will be. Apparently, I didn't see the reports, but I guess JT the Brick put it out there that he's in the building today. If JT the Brick said it, you guys, he's in the building. You know, he talks to this team frequently, talks to Mark Davis, has a close connection with him. If he's in the building, let me say this. If JT the Brick said that he's in the building, I believe that he's in the building. So I may not subscribe to his show and watch what he does because it's not for me. But I will say this. If JT said that he's in the building today, believe that he's probably in the building today. So maybe we're conducting a second interview here today with Pete Carroll and maybe he's hired here soon. Or once again, maybe Tom Brady plays the waiting game and sees what's going on with Cliff Kingsbury or Todd Monken. So let me see. Yeah, Carlos, I agree, man. I want an offensive-minded guy in the building as well. That's why I was beating the pavement down for Ben Johnson to be the guy. Hey, man, maybe I'm coping a little bit, you guys, but watching those videos of Ben Johnson going into the building and talking, did we dodge a bullet, man? Is this copium? Maybe I'm coping a little bit. He just sounds like a nerd to me, bro. He just sounds like a total nerd to me. John, we don't listen to anybody that never leaves their basement. You can never listen to somebody that never leaves the house and never gets out there and shakes hands and kiss babies and shit. Like you can't listen to people with sources or this and that just sit in the basement all fucking day. You know what I mean? You can't. So Demon, that is my guy, bro. But just that was the first time I really heard him talk. And I'm like, hi, Bears Nation. This was the spot that we always wanted to be in the first place. And then he says something along the lines of, I'm looking forward to beating Matt LaFleur twice a year like I've always done. And it's like, and then like the crowd went radio silent. Like nobody said nothing. Like he was waiting for the crowd to be like, oh! And it was just like, it was the most uncomfortable shit I ever seen in my life. Like, you know, he talked about the respect he had for Dan Campbell and the respect he had for Kevin O'Connell. It's, you know, those two guys are up for head coach of the year. And then he talked about Matt Lowe. I'm looking forward to beating them twice this season, like I always have. And then he kind of paused and the crowd just went completely dead. There was no pop. In the words of WWE and wrestling, there was no pop. There was no pop. It was just kind of like, so yeah, I'm coping, man. I'm coping a little bit, but it still rubbed me the wrong way. Pause if necessary. Salute to Deflategate. Amy Trask has been smiling a little different since Graphk earned those credentials. Salute to Deflategate. Salute to our dog over there, Amy Trask. We love the Princess of Darkness. And once again, you guys, she will be on the show here very soon in the off season. So stay tuned for that episode. I believe me, Wasted, and Stu are going to do that one together and have Amy on, man. So stay tuned for that. We're definitely going to have her on. Let me see. He said, you wanted some kneecaps. Hey, I see you, Graphk. I see. That was the Dan Campbell quote, brother. That wasn't a Ben Johnson thing. Okay. And speaking of, I see somebody who gives me Josh McDaniels vibes. Shit, we dodged that bullet. We dodged that Vrabel bullet. That's probably another reason why we had no connection to Mike Vrabel, or there was no interviews or anything, because he hired Josh McDaniels as his offensive coordinator. So, you know, that wasn't going to happen in Vegas. that wasn't going to work. You know what I mean? So maybe that was the reason. Maybe Vrabel even told, Brady, like, look, Josh is my guy. And Brady was like, oh, yeah, that's not going to work. So, but salute to Josh McDaniels, man. He was a great offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots for years to come. That's where he belongs. He was a terrible head coach, phenomenal offensive coordinator. So we'll see what he could do with Drake May out there in New England. Let's see. I love Aaron Glenn. He's a rah-rah guy, played the game at the highest level. I believe he's like a 3-time All-Pro or 3-time Pro Bowler or whatever with the Jets. He's a phenomenal X's and O's and rah-rah type guy. That, like I said before, Laser, that's what we wanted AP to be, was the X's and O's and the rah-rah guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we wanted. We thought that we were going to get an Aaron Glenn out of AP, and it just didn't work that way. Watching the game management, watching, just the way he called the game as a whole, it was like, yeah. But we shall see. To be determined. We'll see if Aaron Glenn can get it done out there with the Jets. Ricky says he's not in the building. Hey, all I'm going to say is this. Once again, I know personally, and I think most of you guys can see it, that JT has connections to the building. He's in the building a lot, so he's very, very close with Mark. So, yeah. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. And once again, for those, I've seen a few people questioning the connection with Cliff Kingsbury and Tom Brady. If you guys don't follow Cliff Kingsbury, he hasn't posted in a while on Instagram, but he's posted several pictures with Tom Brady out, for birthdays and at the club and, at horse races. These guys are very close. They have been friends for multiple decades. And they both were former teammates, once again, with the New England Patriots, I believe in 2003. So one season together out there with each other in New England. So there is a connection there. So I don't know, once again, if Tom and Spytek are going to play the waiting game here and see if Cliff Kingsbury would be interested on the job, but it's going to be interesting to see if we don't hire a head coach here in the next 48 hours. Maybe the play is to kind of wait and see approach and see what is going on with Cliff Kingsbury. If anybody can talk Cliff Kingsbury into coming into Vegas, even with the current situation with no quarterback in the fold, it's Tom Brady with Cliff Kingsbury. Raider Dev says, I listened to JT's show today and didn't hear that part. Maybe I missed it. See, I'm not taking anybody. Like maybe people are capping right now in the comments section. I'm just saying, if he said that, I would believe it. Let me see. He said, I listen to what JT says a lot. He's right a lot of the time. Every now and then someone throws him a curveball like Ben did. Yeah, look, man, I'm not here to question. This guy has covered our football team for a long time. And I respect JT so much. I just hate to see what it has become. You know what I'm saying? Like, he strikes me, and once again, I've been around JT several times at my boy Thor house, drinking, kicking it. J-Lot, he's a good dude. I hung out with him a little bit at the alumni party. Seems like a good dude. He strikes me as a guy that's kind of pissed about media going in a new lane. All the new young guys, some of us getting scoops and some of us getting opportunities, that maybe some of the older guys, that did this before us, they're not getting them anymore. He just I get that kind of feel. It's like, oh yeah, hey man, I fuck with you, but you don't really fuck with us like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I feel about JT, and usually my intuition is 110% correct. So, but just kind of strikes me as a guy that feels like, my time has kind of come and gone, and he's pissed off at some of the young guys that are doing their thing at a high level. But hey, once again, I'm rooting for him. I just can't watch the shit. Let me see. JV, just hit the link up top, brother. Hit the link up top and you can become a member. Hit the link up top. Let me see. I mean, Rich, we could, but the thing is, you can't say it's because we've been waiting. I mean, Ben Johnson just got hired. You know what I mean? Just got hired. So that was plan A. We were being very patient with that. That was the move. That was the end all be all for us. Now we have to pivot. Now we have to shift. You know what I'm saying? So, and once again, there could be another dark horse, Rich, right? We don't know about this potential Todd Monken interview. We don't know if Cliff Kingsbury is an actual option for us this weekend if the Commanders lose to the Eagles. We don't know yet. You know, these guys are doing this the right way. They don't want to jump out the window and rush. They don't want to rush this thing. They don't, because their reputations are on the line. This is Spytek's first shot at being an actual general manager, not an assistant general manager, but an actual general manager. This is the first shot that Tom Brady gets at correcting this organization and all the bullshit that we have done in the past few decades. This is their shot, their one shot in year one to really turn this thing right on the right side of things. And I'm not saying win a Super Bowl in year one. I'm just talking about turning this thing into a well-oiled machine. That's it. So there's no rush. You know, the thing is, though, with some of these guys, once again, with some of these dominoes falling, you know, you got to kind of pick your guy and see what it is. But most of the guys that we interviewed have not gotten jobs yet. You know, Spags hasn't gotten a job. You know, Vance hasn't gotten a job. You know, Monken, we haven't interviewed him yet, but we requested it. He hasn't gotten a job yet. You know what I'm saying? So most of the only guy that pivoted and took another job was Ben Johnson. Everybody else is still available. So we still have our pick of the litter, so to speak, with the guys that we brought in, you know, to interview. So there's no real rush here. There's no real rush. Now that we have our general manager and we just signed him a couple hours ago, now we can do this thing the right way. Salute to Steve. I'll be uploading a ton of videos. I was going to go to the Senior Bowl. I actually got my credentials right now, but I decided on pivoting. I didn't want to drive 9 hours to Alabama. I'm going to stay local in Dallas, and I'll be covering the East-West Shrine Bowl. So I'll be talking about a lot of players, and I'll be uploading a lot of interviews with these guys this upcoming week. It starts tomorrow. I go pick up my credentials at 4 p.m., and then we'll be ripping and running the entire week. So stay tuned for that. I will be dropping a ton of information and content on some of these guys in the upcoming draft. So stay tuned for that. And Steve, we'll do a specific show for the Senior Bowl as well, because we have ears and eyes out there as well. But a ton of people I know are out there covering it. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Let me see. PJ says, Graphk, you missed my super. My apologies, brother. We got over 2,200 people in the building. So let me see which head coach will fit this new GM we got. It's to be determined. We don't know yet. We don't know. Once again, the connection with Todd Monken, Tampa Bay connection. The Liam Cohen connection made sense, but he's going back to Tampa Bay unless there's a last-ditch effort to bring him into Vegas. Honestly, bro, there's no real ties with Pete Carroll or any of these other options that we brought in thus far. So to be determined, my brother. Ben Johnson tucked a button-up shirt into his pants. Hard pass. Salute to my guys, Daniel M in the building. PJ, I'm looking for your super right now, my brother. My apologies. I just do not see it. Let me see. And while I look for this, make sure everybody, you hit them likes, man, and hit that subscribe button. Boom, found it. Salute to my guy, PJ. I've been hearing about this bundle of Pete with Salah. Where does that link come from? What's the connection? There's a pipeline with those guys. Let me go over this because me and Wasted were just talking about this the other day. But Robert Salah, to me, I think he's going to take the Jacksonville job. I think it's a short thing. He's going down there for a second interview tomorrow. I don't think that at this point he's going to take a defensive coordinator job. I don't. And if he does, it's probably with the Niners. And there was a lot of rumors and reports of him being the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL returning to the Niners. But let me see. I want to bring this up. We were just talking about this the other day. Damn, even the Niners had a conversation about bringing in Pete Carroll for the defensive coordinator. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. He was brought on Seattle staff by Coach Pete Carroll as a defensive quality coach for the 2011 season, a role he kept until 2013. So that's where I knew it was Seattle, but I didn't know what it was and what year until 2013. Salah then secured a Super Bowl ring while helping lead the Legion of Boom to some historical production. So there you go. That's the connection. Those are the ties. 2011 and 2013 with the Legion of Boom out there in Seattle. Let me see. Salute to Gardner Minshew. GM hiring the head coach is the proper order of operations. Boom. Simple and play. This is the way great organizations go about their business, brother. All aboard, I agree. Pete's in better shape than everyone that's been calling him old. Talk, except for me, man. Except for me, bro. You know what I mean? But facts. Way better shape than wasted, and all these other guys. Salute to my brother Wade. Salute to all aboard as well. Let me see. Salute to my guy Deuce 4, man. I'm in a rush, Graph. I'm 49 years old. Too much losing. I do not like the GM hire. Hopefully it works. I love it. Raiders, keep up the outstanding work. Salute to my brother RR24 over there. One of my guys and one of the biggest supporters over here on the channel. I appreciate you, brother. Why don't you like it? Let me know in the comment section. Or why do you not like the pickup? I love the pickup. I love it. I love it. To have a connection with Brady, to have those two guys connected, it's definitely going to help this organization moving forward. Think about it this way. Tom Telesco had no connection with AP. We shit the bed. Mayock and John Gruden. Terrible, terrible, terrible. We can just go down a long list of shit, right? It just, you want to have guys that are familiar with each other. And these guys are very, very familiar with each other. And Tampa Bay has been a perennial playoff team in recent memory. They built that thing up the right way. They drafted correctly. It seems like they're in the playoffs damn near every year, winning their division, won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. You want to have guys in the building that have a connection. It was very difficult for me to think and take my Raider heart out of things and say, how in the hell are Tom Telesco and AP going to make this work? They don't even know each other. Bro, think about this. They met each other the day Tom Telesco was hired. That's nasty, nasty work. Like, that's disgusting work. Salute to GL. People want the young offensive head coach / quarterback combo, but besides KC, where it worked out. Recent success, Quinn, JD, Ryan, Stroud, Harbaugh, LJ, McDermott, Allen. Current playoffs have Andy Reid and defensive guys. We can still find ours. Well, the thing is this. Who's the favorite to win the Super Bowl, Gio? I hate to say it, but it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And the one team that can take them out of there right now, Sean McDermott. So I hear you, but understand that in recent memory, and I'm going back to all these recent Super Bowls, Kansas City, Andy Reid, Tampa Bay, Bruce Arians, who's coached every position, on the offensive side of the ball. And he's an offensive-minded head coach. We can go through this. We can go through this back to back to back to back to back. In recent memory, offensive-minded head coaches have won Super Bowls. This isn't the same NFL that we grew up loving. Well, at least me, being an older guy, watching defensive-minded head coaches go out there and just win Super Bowl after Super Bowl with the defensive side of the ball. It's difficult. You got to be able to go out there and score, man. You got to be out there. You got to be able to go out there and score. And yeah, young, look at McVay. He won one. Now, I know what he's saying because he said with the young combo, it didn't work with Goff. But they made it to a Super Bowl. They lost. But they were successful with Goff there. They drafted him. They won a ton of games. They just never won a Super Bowl with them. You know what I mean? Doug Peterson, young, there you go, 1-1 with Philly, right? And you're right, Gio. I'm just stating, going off of some of these guys, like, you're right. You're definitely right. You're definitely right. Because we know who runs that offensive side of the ball. And it's Joe Brady. Salute to my guy, though. Let me see. Salute, man. I'm trying to catch up, you guys. Pride and Purpose. Side note, we have 2 Indians, a Buffalo, and an Eagle left in the playoffs in the election year. Conspiracy, brother. Pride and Purpose. Checks in. Buffalo and Eagles in the Super Bowl. Salute to my guy on a $5 special, man. Salute to you. Caps, I would not be shocked if we brought in Leftwich at some capacity. I don't know if it's the OC, but I can see him coming in as potentially the quarterback's coach. I mean, the connection is there. I know we interviewed for a head coaching job, and it's sad to say, but we know what that was, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if he came in, if Brady brought him in to help on the offensive side of the ball. Whether, I probably think it'd be more of a quarterback's type coach or like a quality coach or something like that. I don't think he'd be the OC. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Depending on who's the guy that's going to be the head coach. I don't know. But the connection is there for Leftwich to come in. If it was Bruce Arians, I could see him bringing in Byron Leftwich to be the guy. But he's not going to return to the NFL with all the health injuries that he has. Salute to Coach. If you're going to knock Ben Johnson, please don't bring up stupid stuff like his fashion. That's very feminine. What do you mean? I didn't say anything about his fashion. I didn't talk about his clothes. Talk about how he talked. I don't really care what he wears. Salute to Coach. I'm assuming you're talking to somebody in the chat because I didn't mention his clothes. Let me see. Another name to keep an eye on too, you guys, is Joe Brady out there in Buffalo. He's done phenomenal things this year with Josh Allen, James Cook, and Keon, and all those guys out there on the offensive side of the ball. So I don't know if we have any connection, with Joe Brady here to come in for an interview potentially, this weekend if they lose to the Chiefs. But that's another offensive-minded, potential head coach out there in Buffalo that has worked wonders with that offense. Those guys have been phenomenal. Josh Allen lit it up this year with Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox and James Cook and Ray Davis, one of my favorite running backs in that draft class out of Kentucky, and Shakir and Keon Coleman and such. So that'd be an interesting name to keep an eye on moving forward if he even takes any interviews. That'd be interesting, Mason. Maybe you're onto something. Because at this point, I wouldn't be mad at all to go bring Liam Cohen in. I wouldn't be mad at all. And maybe that is the reason why he decided to step. Well, let me not say maybe. That is the reason. Nobody wanted to work down there with Trent Baalke. Could you imagine putting your career on the line for a Trent Baalke? Hell no. So hey, you could be right. But I've heard conflicting reports of him already signing the extension. But now you're saying no. So I don't know. There's conflicting reports out there now. So, but I would love to bring him in. Oh, my bad, 2-4. My bad, brother. Graphk, I said I do like the GM. Chat is flying, my brother. Chat is flying. I even read wrong with the Sean McDermott thing, like saying he's an offensive-minded head coach. So it happens. The chat is flying right now. And let me see. I missed my guy super real quick. Let me get this in as well. Once again, thank you to everybody here in the building. J-Row, my dog. Graphk, the longer it takes to get a head coach, though, I get worried about getting good coordinators. Now, that is the catch-22. I agree with you. But I think that most of these guys that we're looking at probably already have damn near a staff in play. I mean, that's what the interviews are all about. J-Row is, okay, what's your plan? Who do you think, would work at the quarterback spot? What is your plan for who's the defensive coordinator? Who is going to be, this guy? So I think that some of these guys already have plans in motion of what they want to do. And honestly, I think New Orleans goes with McCarthy. And I don't think the Raiders are even going to put in the interview McCarthy. I think he'll go down to the Saints. What other teams are realistically looking for another head coach? Honestly, you guys, like what Robert Salah is probably going to end up in Jacksonville because he wants to be a head coach. It's clear that he wants to be more than just a defensive coordinator. He wants another shot to correct, what happened up there with the New York Jets, was I don't think is going to happen in Jacksonville. That's nasty, nasty work. But honestly, there's not too many other jobs available out there. There's really not. So I think most of these guys already have a staff in mind and know what they want to do. So that's a very good, good thought there. But honestly, I think Pete Carroll already has. If you're getting a second interview, I think that he already has a staff in play. If Todd Monken, maybe there's a reason why he hasn't took an interview yet. Maybe he's trying to figure out who his staff would be moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too much worried. Let me see. Also, man, salute to my guy, Brandon, the GOAT in the building, my dog. Let's go. Tampering. Salute to you. And I think I missed something. Okay. Salute to my brother Mikey in the building too. Salute. I'm glad you're going live. I thought I was going to have to watch someone do a little strange for some Yo, salute to my brother Mikey, man. I had to, bro. I had to. When the news dropped, I was in the middle of my workout at the gym. So it sucks that I wasn't at home to jump on it first thing smoking. But sometimes it's cool to kind of take notes and do some homework before you jump on the live and get rolling. Let me see. Appreciate you, CGR, man. Yes, wipe them feet, you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Let's get up to 30K, man. I can see that, man. Those are two phenomenal offensive minds. And once again, the connection with Kingsbury to Tom Brady, it makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, Papa T, but I think it's more along the lines of him leaving Jacksonville because, first and foremost, we didn't even request an interview with him. So, there's no waiting on us. Realistically, his only option was down there in Jacksonville. So why not run back to a place where you don't have to relocate? You're going to make a shit ton of money, right? So, but if Tom and them reach out, I think that's a job that you can't turn down. You have the number 6 pick. You have a ton of draft capital. You have a guy in Spytek that you can trust to allow you the time to develop and get this thing right as a first-time coach. You have Tom Brady in the building. Martin, no, they only send you something the first thing for 100K, brother. Once you hit 100K, you get a plaque. And that's very difficult to do, when you cover Raider football. It's difficult to get to that point unless you buy in subscribers and buy in views, in which a lot of people do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people do. So look, 2-stock. Are we all out on Graham? Yes. Not saying I want him as head coach, but him and Kingsbury. Graham did a lot with a little this last year, similar to Aaron Glenn. He's moving on. And from, I think the one plan was Cincinnati, but I believe they just hired our defensive coordinator from Notre Dame. So it's going to be interesting to see where Graham lands. Maybe, he went down there. He's still waiting to see what happens in Jacksonville. He's still definitely in the race there for the head coaching spot as well. So I don't know. I thought he was going to take the job in Cincinnati, to be honest. I thought all signs were pointing towards him being the defensive coordinator in Cincinnati and with that great offense that they have out there. Salute to Hug, my dog, man. He's like, I'll buy you subscribers every live. There's a difference between subscribers and members, brother. Come on, man. Come on. And from what I'm hearing, it's either him or Robert Saleh. And honestly, it's very difficult at this point. I mean, this is no knock to Robert Saleh or Patrick Graham, but realistically, they're not really two very powerful names in this coaching cycle. So for them to be kind of the last ones to take that Jacksonville job that nobody else wanted to take, it lets you know that there's limited options for both. You know what I mean? This is why if Graham ends up losing out, where does he go? Where does he go moving forward? I don't know. If Robert Saleh ends up not getting it, he already has a place to land in San Francisco as a defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting, but I don't think that Graham returns to Vegas regardless, because once again, whoever comes in, if it's Pete Carroll, especially a defensive-minded guy, he's going to want to have his own defense out there. You know what I mean? He's going to be the guy to bring in his own DC, to bring in his own OC. So there's a whole new regime in play. So I don't see in any world where Patrick Graham returns to the Raiders. His contract is up. He's free to go anywhere he wants. It's going to be interesting to see. Sider says the Patriots, the connection is there, right? I mean, the connection is there. But once again, I mean, does he really have any power out there to do what he wants? Because Vrabel's a defensive-minded guy. So I honestly, what is Graham? Where does he fit in the grand scheme of things if he goes back to New England? Mike, if he takes that Giants job, he'll probably never find a job again. Mimo, Graphk, did you hear that Nick Saban would like to coach again, but only in the NFL? What do you think about Saban going to the Raiders? No. I think he is phenomenal as a collegiate head coach. Phenomenal. I think what he does for those kids is great. You know, Alabama, they're a perennial powerhouse year in and year out. We've seen what happened when he went to Miami. You know, this would be an absolute mistake. But I think what he meant, Memo, was this. If I did return to coaching, I don't like, because of all the NIL shit at the college level, I don't want to be there. If I did coach again, it would be in the NFL. I don't think that was him saying, you know, I want to go be a coach in the NFL, but if he had the opportunity, he would be an NFL coach over a college coach because of all the NIL stuff and all the shit that he disagrees with at the collegiate level. But I wouldn't want nothing to do with the Nick Saban. Hell nah. No. Hell no. Salute to Mimo, my guy, on the $5 special. Get a couple questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. Justin says, why isn't anyone trying to talk to Jesse Minter? That dude is a rising star. Definitely. But only year one. You know, this is only year one. You know what I mean? Out there calling that defense with the Chargers. Definitely a guy that is going to be a hot commodity maybe in the next coaching cycle. But I think people want to see a little bit more out of him, maybe another year or so. But he's definitely going to be a guy that comes to mind in probably next year's coaching cycle. A lot of teams looking for head coaches may look in that direction. He helped turn that thing around in Michigan and win a national championship and had that defense looking pretty good, even with all the injuries and all that stuff to the Chargers. They look good out there. I want to see something real quick. Because I want to see where he was. Yeah, because he has a ton of experience. Notre Dame, 2006, as a defensive intern. Cincinnati, 2007 to 2008, graduate assistant. Indiana State, linebackers coach, defensive coordinator at Georgia State. Then he was a defensive assistant for the Ravens in 2017 to 2018, assistant defensive backs coach in 2019 for Baltimore, 2020 defensive backs coach for Baltimore. So the Harbaugh connection is there, right? It's there. Vanderbilt, Michigan, where he was a defensive coordinator and safeties coach, and then now presently with the Chargers. So he's definitely a name to keep an eye on moving forward. Definitely. But, you know, maybe people don't think he's ready to go yet. Nose ring, y'all. No booger. Nose ring. No booger. Nose ring. Let me see. You stupid, RTK. Salute to you. Hey, I would love it. Flores. Shit, bring Kubiak in, man. Come on. That was a guy that we were talking about this past offseason to potentially come in and call the offense. I'm all for it. Bring in Clint Kubiak. I'm cool with that. I know they didn't have a phenomenal year down there in New Orleans, you know, with all the injuries, Kamara, DC, you know, Olave and such, but I would definitely, if that was the move, shit, I like Clint Kubiak. Definitely. Dame is stupid, bro. Sign Bruce Arians and bring in Josh Rosen. Super Bowl. I think Josh Rosen is somewhere. I don't even know where the hell he is right now. You know what I mean? But we all know the Arizona. Yeah. Bruce Arians, once again, you guys, he's too many health issues at 73. Once again, the cancer, the Achilles injury that he sustained as a coach. Then he had the heart. He's not coming back. Salute to Ty, my dog. We get Spytek at general manager, and Patriots take Josh McDummy. It's the little wins in life. I love it. Worth the 20 piece. Salute to my boy Ty in the building. Hopefully you want some money out there, man, in AC, man. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you on the dub special, brother. Salute to Two Stock. Graham is directly responsible for developing guys like Merrick, reviving Chasen. Okay, I mean, I don't know if he's directly responsible for chasing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that Rob Leonard would like to have a discussion with you too, Stock, that in with the chasing talk. Honestly, I don't know if Graham was the guy to unlock that full potential. And, even with some of the other guys, Kuntz, you got to look at Rob Leonard, bro. You got to look at Rob Leonard. And I hope that he's in discussions, even if Pete Carroll comes in. I know the connection isn't there, but hopefully they at least do an interview, with Rob Leonard to potentially take over the defense out there in Vegas. He's already familiar with all the guys out there. Wilkins loves him. Max loves him. Kuntz, all those guys love him. So, but I wouldn't give all the kudos to Patrick Graham on those guys. You definitely look at Chasen and Kuntz on the defensive line. You have to give Rob Leonard his flowers. Salute to Two Stock. Salute to Lee. We should take a run at Marcus Freeman to weaken. Oh, no. Get out of here. You about to get blocked, bro. You about to get blocked. Blocked. Trojans. Come on, Trojans. Real ones wear magnums, Lee. Fuck out of here. Nasty work. Disgusting. Can't stand you, Lee. Should have kept that $5. Salute to my guy, Lee Walker, man. Ty says, I went to AC with 200, came back with 900. Talk! I love it. No, Arnie, Liam is not going to the Jags. He turned down that job, and it looks like he's going back to Tampa Bay to be the offensive coordinator, to be one of the highest paid offensive coordinators in the NFL. Let me see. He said, could Tom Brady be the head coach? No. $300+ million, as a commentator says, that there's nothing that Tom Brady could do in order to be a head coach. So, salute to DeMarcus. And salute to the 2,300 people still rocking with me in the building. I appreciate you guys. Get those likes up, man. Wipe them feet. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Graphk, with so many free agents and no clear path at head coach, how many free agents do you think they bring back? Feels like regardless, they might clean house. I mean, look, I'm going to be real, man. There's only a few that I feel are like must-haves, if you're going to bring back. Spillane is one of them. He's the one. And we I don't know if you guys seen the Dylan Laube show yesterday, but he even talked about him being so impactful in the locker room. And, he's a leader, on that defense. So he's a guy that you have to look to bring back. But I don't, honestly, I mean, I love Nate Hobbs, but durability is a problem. Do you have to bring him back? Divine Diablo, no. I'm letting Divine Diablo walk. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Epps, there's no reason to bring him back. There's none. You went and drafted Trey, Trey Taylor, and I want to see what he has. And you could potentially go get another safety in this year's draft or get one in free agency, i.e. Javon Holland, if you want to pay him a shit ton of money, which I would love. Merrick is a guy that is interesting. He had a good year for us. I would love to look at him. But then you have extensions that you need to have probably. Max has no guaranteed money left on his contract. I'd rather take care of Max. I'd rather extend Jacoby Myers. He has 1 year left on his deal. Take care of him. If it's up to me, pay Max, pay Spillane, give Jacoby a nice little extension, another 2 years or something, and just keep a few of those guys. Don't bring all the guys back because they're homegrown talent. There's no reason to pay Merrig, all these guys. And I definitely would bring back Malcolm Kuntz if he is healthy and ready to go. Because now missing the entire season, it probably won't cost an arm and a leg to bring him back. And Kuntz can be phenomenal next year if he's healed up and ready to go. So, I would look at those guys. But most of those, I would let Nate walk. If it's too much, if he's demanding a ton of money in free agency or he's commanding a lot, let him go. Let him go. Got to bring back Chasen. He looked really, really good this year, coming over, from Carolina, being cut, I believe, from the practice squad, right? I think he was cut. We brought him in. No, yeah, he was cut. And we brought him in off the waiver wire, and he looked really good for us. So, most of those guys, I'm letting walk. I am. I'm letting most of them walk, and I'm going to take care of some of the guys that matter the most, like Max and like a Jacoby. keep Max happy, man. No more guaranteed money. He's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Take care of him. And Jacoby, one of the most underrated wide receivers coming off his first 1,000-yard year. Take care of him too. Take care of him. Pay him some money. Because once again, you guys, this is the thing. We're not an offseason away from being a champion. I know people don't want to hear that, but you have to build this thing for the future. And if Max and Jacoby are part of your future, take care of them. This free agency, there's a ton of talent out there, but do you want to go overpay, for a bunch of – the only guy in free agency that I feel was just a must is Trey Smith, the guard, Pro Bowl guard from the Kansas City Chiefs. You weaken a team in your division and you bring in a monster at one of your weakest positions, and that is guard. That's the only guy that I'm mandatory on. Mandatory is Trey Smith. Other than that, take care of some of your guys. Next year, bro, we're not going out there and paying, and I love T. Higgins. I would love Higgins as a Raider. I would love it. But do you want to pay him $30+ million when you're not going to win a championship next year? Honestly, you're probably better off just drafting a wide receiver in the middle rounds, a Ricky White out of UNLV, a Nash out of San Jose State. If a Trey Harris is available there in that second or third, or let's just say Trey dropped to the third round. You have those third round picks. Go get Trey Harris out of Ole Miss. You know what I mean? But we're not a year away. Can we go out there and absolutely shock some people next year and potentially find our way in the playoffs? Definitely. But I don't think we're an offseason away from a championship. So I'm not paying all these guys. There's too many pros and cons with some of these guys. Honestly, if Merrick commands a shit ton of money in free agency, I'd rather pay Javon Holland. I'd rather pay him. I'd rather pay Javon Holland, a former first-round pick that went to Miami and balled out. You could put him in the nickel, both safety spots. If he's going to command this around the same amount of money as Trayvon, which I think he'll command a little bit more, I'm going that route. So, and I love Merrick, big fan of him out of TCU. I was a huge advocate for us drafting him, even in the first round over the Alex Leatherwood pick. But, we have a ton of moves we need to make, but I'm not bringing back all these guys. I love what Ridgeback said right here, man. Extend Adam Butler, which is, yes, that is another guy that has been phenomenal for us at the defensive tackle spot. I agree with you. Chasing Lalu, a young UDFA looked good for us this year. Explain. I like it. And real quick, salute to Spoon, my guy. I'm becoming a member as well, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you so much. But yeah, man, we have a ton of free agents, you guys, but let's not act like all these guys are impactful and non-replaceable. Love Nate Hobbs. He's injured too goddamn much. You know what I'm saying? Divine Diablo, no. Suspect in coverage. He's not what I expected him to be out of the third round in the third round out of Virginia Tech. He didn't pan out. He didn't pan out in my eyes. I'm not paying him that kind of money. So there's a lot of question marks here, but yeah. And Justin, I agree with you. Signing Trey Smith would feel like we took Rodney Hudson from them. And look, I'm not here to even say that Trey Smith would have that kind of impact because Huddy was just phenomenal, phenomenal. But this would feel like one of those moves. You weaken your competition and you bring in a phenomenal talent at one of your weakest spots, which is the guard spot. You know what I'm saying? King, look, no comment, man. No comment. I have nothing to say. I don't know why you would bring that shit up, dog. We couldn't stop that offense, man. We couldn't stop that offense. The Ohio State offense was just on fire, man. Nasty work. They picked us apart. G-Code, are you talking about Aaron? It's my Aaron Jones? Honestly, I don't want to bring in an aging running back. I wouldn't want to bring in an aging running back. And I like Aaron Jones a lot, but I wouldn't want to bring in an aging running back. We played that game too many times, man. I've been here long enough to watch us do this year in and year out, bringing in these aging running backs and just hoping that it pans out. I want to go get a young guy in this year's draft to pair with the guys that we already have in the building. Two guys. if we can in this year's draft. This is a deep running back class. And I'm excited to see us go out and get an Amarion Hampton, or go out and get a Cam Scatterboo, or go get, one of these guys, Henderson out of Ohio State, who was phenomenal. This is a class where you go get a running back and you stay away from that position in free agency. Remember this, you still have Dylan Laube under contract. You have Sincere McCormick under contract. You still have Zeus under contract, right? So there's still 3 running backs essentially still on deals here. You let Alexander Madison walk. Go get you two backs in the draft. 2 of them. Me personally, I'm getting 2. I'm getting 2, man. But I'm not paying Aaron Jones to come in and be that guy. God damn, Taino. Salute to you, bro. Wow. Salute to Hug. He says over 150 new members in this one live. Spectacular. Salute to CGR. He says 115 new members, man. Wow. And salute to Taino with a banger, brother. I appreciate you so much, man. Salute to all the new members in the building because of my brother Taino. It's my guy in real life, my dog. Every time I go to Jersey, he pulls up on us, man. Salute to my guy Taino, man. Wow. The love is endless, man. Thank you so much, brother. Valley, I got killed for it, but I would have loved to bring him in. I've said this a lot. I know people, he's not, the vision, he's this and that. I would love to bring in Najee, a Bay Area guy that's very familiar with the Raiders growing up out there in Antioch, I believe, right? Antioch, Pittsburgh area. I would love it. He signed, I believe, with Marshawn Lynch, his agency. Bring him in. He's had over 1,000 yards every year, I believe, since he's come into the league with the spotty, suspect offensive line. Come on, bring him in. Let's run it. Andy says, just get Pete Carroll, hire Flores at DC, and figure out the best OC. But why would Flores want to leave Minnesota to come coach us? You know what I mean? Like why would he want to relocate? If he's not getting a head coaching spot, I think that he's going to sit out there with Kevin O'Connell in a good space where, he's building that defense up. I don't know why he would want to leave there and go to Vegas. And I'm not here to – you could be correct, little bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he has Max Crosby and Wilkins and, potentially Malcolm Coombs coming back, maybe Spillane coming back. There's a ton of players that you could be happy about on the defensive side of the ball. But I don't know why he would want to relocate, not being a head coach, and just kind of taking a lateral move as a DC from Minnesota to Vegas, unless we make a crazy, offer that he can't refuse. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Spivey, my guy, the Kevin Nash, of Mount Shillmore, my dog. 5 more. Salute to Ty gifting 5 more, man, my dog. Thank you so much, brother. And salute to CGR gifting 5. Y'all are the goats, bro. You guys are the goats, man. We're really close to 200 new members in this chat because of you guys. Holy shit, man. Wow. Everybody's going to be Green Dot Gang here in a minute. And look, Spoon comes with a $5 special as well. Shit, man. Thank you guys, Spoon. Everybody donating today. That means a lot to me, man. It means a lot to me. G-Code, I've said this a million times, brother. I do not want to take a wide receiver at 6. If they take them, I'll trust the process, but I don't want to take a receiver at 6. I think you can find a good one in that 2nd, 3rd round, potentially even the 4th round. I don't want to jump the gun and take a wide receiver there at 6. And I still have some question marks about McMillan. I love, the big body, 6'5", 6'6". The production he put up out there at Arizona was insane. But I'm kind of afraid as Chloe drinks her water in the back. I don't want to take a wide receiver that early. If you're going to take a non-quarterback, get you some offensive line help. Build the trenches up the right way. You know what I mean? I would rather take, and this may sound crazy, a Will Johnson, because I've not been on that train heavy. I take Will Johnson over McMillan because at least you potentially bring in, a top shutdown corner opposite of Jacorian Bennett. Real quick. Also, salute to Hug. You motherfucker, you, man. Salute to my brother, man. Salute to 2-4 gifting 5 more. Y'all are the best, man. Y'all are the best, dog. For real, man. The best. Also, salute to Lee Walker, man, my guy. We were just fucking with you with the super chat. He just went over to Oak Las Vegas and bought an OLV OG t-shirt, man. Salute to Lee, my dog. I appreciate you. You know, I don't do the USC thing, but I appreciate you for pulling up, man, and talking your shit and supporting the t-shirt, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. And then get Salah at DC. But the thing is, he's still fighting for a head coaching spot right now. You know what I'm saying? He's still going down there with Jacksonville. He's talking to them tomorrow, Andy. So, little bro, he may take that job as the head coach in Jacksonville. I think right now it's between him and Patrick Graham taking that spot down there. So, and there's already a spot waiting with the Niners right now if he doesn't take that job with Jacksonville to be their defensive coordinator. And the reports are that they would make him the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL. So I don't know if that's true or not, but there's a ton of reports and speculation out there that he may get a shit ton of money to return back to San Francisco. Raider DB, my brother, man, thank you so much, man. Y'all are crazy, bro. This has been a monumental live because of you guys. Real talk, man. You guys make this channel possible, man, day in and day out. Thank you guys so much. Mikey, yeah, I would. Because we had the worst ground game in the NFL. Yes, I would take GT over him for sure. A dog over here tripping. Dog over here tweaking right now. Let me see. Got my coffee and convo hoodie yesterday, Graphk. Thank you, DeMarcus. You always supporting us over there at Oak Las Vegas. I appreciate you, brother, so much, man. Yeah, we do. Get out of here, man. Can you get out of here? Or tell whoever, son, tell whoever's at the door to bounce. Tell them to shake. Okay, go ahead. My dog on guard right now. My apologies, y'all. Let me see. You know what's funny, Raider Nation for Life? I didn't realize. Come on, man. I didn't realize that Andy hit me up the last few lives in the chat and said, send the link. I didn't see until after the show. So Andy's been slowly creeping back a little bit. We're going to get little bro involved, man. You already know. Salute to Raider Nation News today, my brother Hammer, man. Coffee and content. But yes, we do have the wrestling podcast, you guys. I'm going to send the link here shortly as well in the community tab. Babyface Tales podcast on YouTube. We will be back this weekend. Howard in the first round. God, man, it just depends on who. You know what, Rose? I'm gonna put a pin in that until I see who the head coach is. That's it. I need to see who the head coach is. I don't want to jump the gun here. You know what I mean? So I like the potential of Will Howard, though. I think he could be one of those guys, definitely. But I don't know about a first round type talent. You know what I mean? So I don't know yet, but he will rise up boards because of the measurables, the arm. He could do it all. He could run the football, throw the football. So he's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna rise up stocks a lot. And Andy said it himself, you guys. I ain't doing any videos, but I might pop in here and there. So there you go. Two Stock says, shout out to you, Graphk. You make working a double that much easier. Two Stock, thank you guys for allowing me to talk my shit with you, man. So salute to you, Two Stock. I appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Other than that, you guys, if you got a few more questions, we can run it a little bit more, but I kind of went over what I wanted to go over. We did bring in John Spytek today to be our general manager moving forward. Tom Brady got his guy, the connection, Michigan, Tampa Bay. There's still going to be a ton of talk about Pete Carroll potentially. There may be another dark horse with Todd Monken. That interview has not been lined up yet, so we're kind of waiting and seeing what that is. Once again, he's one of the last offensive-minded head coach, potential head coaches that can come into Vegas and help right this ship on the offensive side of the ball. Cliff Kingsbury, another name to keep an eye on once again this weekend. If they lose to the Eagles, I'm telling you guys, that connection with Tom Brady is real. We went over that a million times. very close friends over 20 years, played together in New England, so that connection is there. So keep an eye on Cliff Kingsbury, because once again, that Chicago job is gone. It's gone. That was the job that I felt was tailor-made for Cliff Kingsbury, with Caleb being there, the USC connection. So now with Tom being in the building and him being able to say, Cliff, whatever happened last offseason with you being an OC here and you leaving, that shit's not going to happen on my watch. It's not going to happen on my watch. Things are changing with me here and me in the building, and we're going to build this thing up the right way, and you're my guy. You're my guy. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. Salute to Brandon, man. Once again, gifting 10 OLV Raiders Network memberships. I think we hit like 200 today, y'all. You guys are the GOATs, man. Brandon, my brother, thank you so much. And thank you for all the jerseys, bro. I need to talk to you behind the scenes. Me and Brandon are going to start doing some giveaways here, you guys, with some signed jerseys. My brother has an auction with a ton of inventory, so we're going to start doing some things. He gave Hammer a bunch of signed jerseys yesterday. He sent me some, Stu some, Wasted some. So if you guys can, man, go support our brother Brandon over there. He has an auction with a ton of jerseys, man. Fire. Salute to my guy, man. And salute to Jason, my bro. Let's go get a cigar tomorrow night. I'll bring the towel. Pause if necessary. Big pause. Big pause. Let's do it, Jay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me know when, brother. Shit, I might actually go tonight. So if you're free, let me know. Just call me after this. Call me after this. Salute to my guy, Jason Hunter. But salute to you guys. As always, man, I appreciate you. Yo, Hug, hit me up. I'm going to create a group chat on Instagram. You know what? Hold on real quick. Brandon, put the website in here. Put the website in here right now so we can put it up on the screen. Please, if you can, put the auction in the chat so we can share it so people can go check it out. Graphk, what do you think? PC is head coach, LaFleur OC, Leonard DC. I would love that. I don't know if that would be the way to go with Pete Carroll, but two young guys, LaFleur out there, the offensive coordinator for the Rams. You know that tree. You know his family, his history, right? Would love it. Would love it. Learned a lot under McVay out there with the Rams. And then Rob Leonard, the young, defensive line coach who also was a linebackers coach, I believe, with the Ravens before that. I would love that. And guess how much Rob Leonard would learn under Pete Carroll as well. Yo, just Raiders, baby. That's a mean trio right there, brother. That is a mean trio. I would love that. I would love that. Salute to Primos, my dog. I appreciate you, man. Salute to LT. Great show, Oos, with that content. Salute to CGR, man. No, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Salute to, LaFleur as OC would be fire, especially with Pete Carroll in the building. Would love it. Salute to the boss also. What if that's real reason why Cliff Kingsbury left last year is to come back as a head coach? I don't think it had anything to do with it because, once again, Tom Brady had nothing to do with the team at that point, so I don't think that any of that is true. But I think what is happening now, if it is, and it's just a speculation, is Tom saying, would you be interested? Would you? Would you? Whatever was going on here before is not going on here anymore. No Tom Telesco, no AP, no none of that. Me and Spytek are running the show. So that's not the reason, though, the boss. But appreciate you, brother. Also, man, salute to Ben Bad, my guy. Salute to Spivey. Let's sign Pete today. Well, apparently some people were saying that JT the Brick said he was in the building. So I wouldn't be shocked if that was the call here soon. You know what I mean? So with all the dominoes falling around the NFL, I wouldn't be shocked if that's the move next. So salute to my brother Spivey, man. Other than that, you guys, let me get out of here before my dog starts freaking out again. My son's going in and out of the house, and I promised I would go throw the ball with my son. It's the off season, got to get him right. He's getting ready for this flag football season starting here in another month or two. So we got to get right before he gets back in the tackle. So thank you guys so much. Martin, appreciate you. 2-4, appreciate you, brother. Salute to Zahn in the building. My dog for pulling up late. Run the show back, brother. Yeah, we had a good one, man. And it was crazy today. It was crazy today. The memberships were flying, Zahn. I think we got 200 new members in the building today. So you missed a haymaker, brother. Salute to my brother David Zahn. Also, man, once again, you guys, if you can, run back the show from yesterday. Go check out the interview with Dylan Laube. There was some interesting tidbits in there. He talked about, Max and saying, I don't think that he would leave the Raiders. Go back and run that up. Go back and run it up, man. It was yesterday. He talked about Sincere's development. Talked about, the AP and Tom Telesco situation. He also talked about, what else? He talked about the Devontae Adams departure, which, some interesting stuff in there. If you guys can, man, run it back and go listen to that Dylan Zahn, bro. Zahn is crazy, bro. Yo, salute to you, bro. I shouldn't even have said nothing. Zahn should have just kept it moving. But if you guys can, salute to Zahn, man. 20 more in the building. It's my dog, my brother, one of the goats over here. Appreciate you so much. If you guys missed out on all these gifts, hit the link is pinned up top. Zahn just gifted 20 more. Salute to all the new members in the building. And Brandon Jenkins, man, gifted one as well. My guy, man, the GOAT. Got a bunch of goats here in the building, man. Thank you guys so much. Salute to you, Brandon, as well. Appreciate you, brother. Zahn is losing his fucking mind again. A 20-piece special. Y'all ain't gonna let me out of here, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all don't gonna let me out of here, man. Salute to Zahn, my brother. Thank you so much. Yo, Zahn, you gotta allow me to get the drinks next time I'm in Jersey, brother. Okay? Hey, bar A, drinks on me. Drinks on me. And yes, Hug, you have to be subscribed to get a membership. So, man, brother, salute to you, Zahn, my brother, man. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot to me, bro. Thank you. And Zahn is just in there, just losing his mind. How much have you drank today, Zahn? How much have you drank today, Zahn? How much have you drank today, Zahn? Zahn over there losing his shit. And Hug over there just, oh, you could do it? I could do it too. I already know Hug in real life. You could do it. I could do it too. Salute to my brother Hug, man. Got you. I had to match Taino. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Zahn. Thank you, my guys. Salute to all you guys. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. He said, Graphk, you need to keep going. I know, right, God? Damn, but look at time, bro. Y'all are crazy, bro. You guys are crazy, bro. Crazy, man. Salute to Ty, my dog. Yo, the support is real, man. Ty, I love you, bro. Thank you so much. Damn, that shit is crazy, man. You said Graphk getting 30K today. Facts. Facts, man. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, a whole lot of green in here now, man. Salute to all the new members in the building. Appreciate you guys so much. As always, we'll be back. If any news drops, stay tuned for that. We'll be here every step of the way in terms of the head coaching vacancy that we're trying to fill, you guys. So stay tuned for that, whether it's Pete Carroll, Ty Monken, whoever it is, we'll be here to cover everything. Kenny, thank you, brother. You're the realest. You're the realest. He said, lock up the dog, man. He said, if you give memberships, you can't leave. They literally put up 200 plus members in the chat today. Donated 200 members. Like over 200. They're just in here going crazy, right? They were in here going crazy today. Crazy. They literally donated like 250, 300. Like real talk.
Thank y'all. We love you.
My wife said, thank you. We love y'all. Salute to CGR as well. Thank you, brother. Thank you. My dog, one of the mob fathers himself over here as well. My God, appreciate you, brother. But look, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. CGR, love you, bro. Thank you guys so much. I hate you, Hug. I hate you, bro. I hate you, bro. Love, bro. Love. Thank you guys so much, man. Hug, love you, bro. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. We'll be back very soon. Appreciate every single one of you guys. We're out of here. One. Two, 4. You son of a bitch, you. Thank you, brother.
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And I know Jerome is coming up and he's going to blow the house out. But